Hey guys, this is Greg coming to you with another, I guess I could say, set of bonsais here. You're looking at saplings of seeds that I pulled from clementines. So this is kind of a grand experiment just to kind of see what we got here. The guy on the right shot up about a month ago. Not even that. A couple weeks ago. We're at the end of July, so I would say probably by the beginning of July, this guy was popping up out of the ground. You can kind of see some similarities here in the leaf structure with a lemon tree, like that I've shown you on my channel already. So I'm not sure what these guys are going to look like in a couple years, but this is pretty much in its infancy. A little baby. Let's see if I can, there we go, get in a little bit on there just so you guys can kind of see. First scale, here's my finger. Okay, so it almost comes up to my knuckle. But that is, we're saying clementine. I'm not exactly sure. Clementines are pretty much seedless, but this guy had a seed in it, so I tried him out. My wife really likes them. My son really likes them. So I thought, well, let's put some seeds in and see what we get from there. Clementines are kind of a mixture. They're miniature. So we kind of wanted to see what would grow from it. The guy on the left, this guy right here, who is, let me see if I can zoom in on this guy. This guy is just poking its head out right now, which is awesome. Okay, this is awesome to see. The guy on the left compared to the guy on the right, the guy on the left was actually planted earlier than the guy on the right. The only difference is that this guy here, I did not take the seed pod, the cover off of the seed before I planted it. This guy I did. So that kind of goes to show you how much more work the guy on the left had to do over the guy on the right. So we have about a month difference here in growth. And this guy was planted probably a couple days before this guy. So that kind of gives you an idea. So I'm not sure what these guys are going to look like. They may be totally different. They were packaged together, but they may not be from the same tree. You never know. These guys, I'm going to have to do some research on them a little bit more, but they're crossed between a couple different citrus fruits. So they may not grow into what they are now. They may not be that. So time will tell, and we'll see if they're closer to lemons, closer to limes, closer to an orange. We'll find out. So if you have any questions, concerns, put them down below. Make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. All right, guys, if you have any questions, put them down there. I'll be there for you. All right, thanks. Take care. See you next time. Hey guys, Greg here, coming to you with another episode of Greg's Bonsai. Today we're going to be showing a little update of our clementine trees, or so we think they are clementines. Like I said before, in my last video, these could be lemon trees, they could be something else, but the seeds came from a clementine. Last video we watched, the guy on the left here was actually just starting to sprout outside of the dirt here. This is about a month later from when I last recorded this, maybe about a month and maybe a week or two since I last recorded this. So this guy has popped up a little bit, and let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here for you so that you can get a little bit better of an idea of what everything looks like. You can see at the top there that things are sprouting, and it looks like bugs are a little hungry, eating a little bit of that leaf there. And the guy on the left here, this leaf is just a little dried out and dying, but that's just the original leaves that pop out. So I'm not too worried about that. So we do have some strong leaves here. Last week I actually had to spray this a little bit. There was a worm or something laying in here, and it might have been part of a spider catching it, but I cleaned that out just to make sure that this would be okay. So it looks like it's coming back and going to be a little stronger. So hopefully the next time I record this thing will be about double in size. Hopefully by next month, we'll find out. And then the bigger guy here, when we last recorded, let me zoom out here a little bit. When we last recorded, I went back and looked. I think we were about here on the height. So we've about doubled our height here for this clementine tree. And here we are in the fall, still growing, still have leaves forming at the top, which is great. You can kind of just see the shiny leaves forming. And again, this guy looks like he's been eaten a little bit, just like the little guy. Haven't seen any bugs actually on this one, so I'm not sure how it's happening or where these critters are. I'm hoping they don't come inside when I start to bring them in. Do have a little bit of dirt underneath on the leaves, and that's just from the rain and the splatter. So I'm not too worried about that. We do have a little bit of leaf dying off here, but again, I'm not too worried. There's enough leaves on here, and once I get it inside for the fall with the grow light, this thing's gonna start shining pretty good. But they do have, if you watch my lemon series, which I do suggest you guys go and see, they have the same kind of leaf break off here. So I've noticed on my lemon trees where some of the leaves actually break off on this big part and the small part stays on, and then later on that guy goes off. This guy is growing pretty straight. I'm gonna let it grow and keep growing. Once it gets probably when it gets maybe another third, so maybe another month or so, if this guy keeps growing at this rate, I'll be putting it in a bigger pot just to give it some room. And then after hopefully a year, we'll start trimming this guy back and seeing if we can grow here and have it shoot off into a truer bonsai form. I really do like these citrus trees. One, I haven't really come out to smell them yet, but they're supposed to have a nice citrusy smell. They do attract the bees and whatnot out here, which is kind of cool, just to kind of see some local wildlife come in and enjoy it. And they kind of dig around and grab the water out of the soil, because this soil does keep the moisture in pretty well for these guys. Let me just double check the bottom. Yeah, everything looks okay. That might be a root there, I'm not sure. We're gonna see if that grows out a little bit more. But yeah, we'll twirl them around just so you guys can get a little bit more of an idea. As you can see on here, leaves are getting bigger as it gets higher up. But nothing too bad here, but you can definitely see the progress from the last video. I may end up making like a month 1 and 2 video together and merging them just so you guys can see the growth. I think over the winter, I may try and do a time-lapse video with some citrus seeds, just so you guys can kind of have that to see what the first month of life is like. And just see, this is kind of nice because these guys were fresh when I started my channel, and you could kind of see what everything is like when it starts from scratch, pretty much. So these are my clementines. Again, we're on month number 2 pretty much of this. This guy was, as I said, just sprouting out. So this is after a month of growth for this guy. This guy came up a little bit earlier. I'd say a couple weeks before that, I think I said in my last video. So this guy might actually be 2 months old. But that's the difference a month makes. And the difference between not taking the shell off the seed, the hard exterior that is inside the fruit, and taking the shell off the seed and doing the germination. So that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to see anything different, if you have a special fruit at the grocery store that you want to see grow from seed, I can do that. And if you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to keep seeing these guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that little bell that goes along with it. Until next time, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Greg here coming to you with another episode of Greg's Bonsai. And today's episode, we're going to be kind of going back in the vault here. I haven't really checked these guys out in about 5 months, I think back in September, middle of September. These are Clementines, and you might remember this if you go back, and I had this on a playlist. Just go back and check out the last video just so you can kind of see how they've grown. But these are Clementines. I got them from seed. My wife loves clementines, and I found some seeds in there. I said, well, let's see what they turn into. They're still in these really small pots. I think they're starting to get a little constrained. You can see they haven't grown too much, especially this guy on the left, but it looks really good considering. I think it might be time to maybe up pot these guys for the spring. I think that's what I'll be planning on doing, just to give them a little bit more breathing room. The guy on the right definitely growing at a much better pace, although I think, if I recall correctly, this guy, I took the seed and I took the casing off and it grew like this. This guy, I did not take the casing off, I think. I'm going to have to go back, but I think that's what happened. So this guy came out a little later, but even so, this guy is definitely in the lead for growing. And we'll just kind of get in here and get a little more detail and up close in just a second. But before we do that, make sure to hit subscribe, and helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And just gets my videos out there a little bit more. And if we recall 5 months ago, okay, we're talking 5 months, this guy on the left was pretty much like here, okay? It was not that high. So this guy has definitely grown a lot in the past, in the 5 months. And this guy, I think, has pretty much grown about that much, okay? So not too much in the grand scheme of things, but this guy was already pretty good. The trunk on this guy on the right is actually looking pretty good and pretty sharp. We do have a little bit of leaves that have fallen off here, but we do have some growth trying to pop out on the sides, and we can see some right here that has already done so. So we'll just go to the back of it and we can just see this guy coming up. We got a little bit more new growth here and a bunch of growth at the top trying to make its way out. We got some stuff dying off, but that's just really this thing trying to shoot up and grow. So as it comes up, we have a little bit of death that comes with it. And we have some leaves drying out here. I do need to water these guys. They're dry. So tonight they're going to get a nice bath. And the funny thing about this guy on the right is that we can kind of see as it's been getting taller, the leaves have been getting a little bit bigger, but then all of a sudden this guy just shot out of nowhere. Really nice and shiny, okay? Like the look of that. Pretty strong leaf. But not too much taller than he has. And we've had some nibbles here. I'm not sure if this is from when it's been in the grow tent or if it's been outside. But I think I did have some nibbling, at least mentioned, on my last video. And on this guy, he's got some interesting looking leaves. All right, he's got green, and this has pretty much been the entire time I've seen this grow. It's had this green inside with this like a little bit more off green, yellowish type. But it's not, it hasn't been watering issues because I've been watering it. And I've had some lime in there, or I'm sorry, iron, not lime. Had iron in here just to make sure that it balances out, just the water with the calcium. But this guy has been looking pretty good. A little matte, but shine, you know. Do have a leaf up top that's kind of drying out and whittling away, but we do have some growth showing up on the top there. And this guy actually has some thorns on it. But I've just been kind of eyeing these guys up. It's kind of neat how small they've stayed in these pots. That's by design. I just kind of wanted to see how constrained they would be after year one. So once the spring comes and I start pulling these out, I'll try and get a video to show you what the root system on these guys looks like. Because I'm just doing an up pot. I'm not doing a repot. Although I am tempted to keep these small. What do you guys think? Do you think I should keep them small like this, or try to let them grow a little bit more. Because there are some bonsai out there that do look pretty nice when they're small, but this is just going to take years to keep going and building and whatnot. So again, we'll go down here, we'll look at this. And I've been fertilizing these guys, just kind of making sure that they are fed. And it's kind of nice to see this guy growing out and just showing signs of life. They've just been underneath a grow light. If you go back to I actually made a grow tent video this past week on my channel. If you want to go back and see, it's the lights on the right side. They've just been kind of sitting underneath those. But these are my clementines, okay? So if you have any questions, make sure to put them down in the comment section below. If you think you might think these are something different, because I mean, clementines aren't exactly a natural species. They're a cross mix, I believe, of you know, lemons. So that's where you kind of get this thorny base from. So that's definitely a sign here, but we just don't have that lemon look on the leaves, because this is more of a what we would see on a citrus. So I'm interested to see what this could possibly be, or unless there's some kind of deficiency that I have in this plant, hence causing it to be smaller and whatnot. But let me know down in the comments below if you know what I'm looking for here. So like I said, if you really like this video, make sure to hit that like button. This is a shorter one of my series, but I'll probably end up making a compilation video of this. But if you like what you saw, make sure to hit that like button. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to let me know down below. And if you really do enjoy my video series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Always love having subscribers chat down below in the comments. I love chatting with everybody, getting to know the people watching. If you have any requests, let me know. But that's everything for now, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it. You'll get a notification. This is Greg's Bonsai, signing off. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.